Welcome to Take It From Tara. It's a beautiful Monday, and I'm so glad to have all of my wonderful guests with me. This show is brought to you by Benefactor, and our guests this Monday include Roger Favre of Bernheim Forest, Wise Woman Sharon McWilliams, Maria Pollard of Benefactor, and Christy Stevens, host of CHR's Homegrown Radio Hour. What a great group of people, and please welcome our live musical guest, Karen Brumley on bagpipes.
Hello.
Hi, Karen. Thank you for bringing your magnificent instrument into our tiny little studio. We were afraid it was going to hit the roof, but you actually made it fit.
It fits.
That's
yes.
awesome. You know, talk to me a little bit about your wonderful bagpiping career, because I know that this is not what you've done professionally all of your life.
Well, I started playing the bagpipes in 1977 at J-Town High School.
Wow.
And eventually I had lessons that I was giving and more performances. And so I was a nurse for 19 years and then decided to jump and be a bagpiper full time.
Now, that is quite a transition, isn't it, Maria?
That sounds amazing.
That's fantastic. Nursing for 19 years. What was the impetus that got you into bagpiping so quickly?
Well, I was already playing them.
You were doing it, but
yeah.
what made you go full time? Because that's a huge risk.
Again, the gigs were increasing and the lessons were increasing, and I thought I could do this.
What the heck?
And
Let's
I am.
do it. I'm so glad you are. It even says Bagpiping by Karen on your Facebook page.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to hear a little bit from you, and you'll have to excuse us while we're here in the studio. We're going to put our own headsets on because this is a huge sound coming out of this instrument. This is Karen Brumley, Bagpiping by Karen, with her first tune in honor of St. Patrick's Day coming up next week. Is incredible. Yes. Oh, wow. Are you ready to move some bagpipers into Benny and Friends as a regular entertainment?
That is not a bad idea. And your story is very inspiring.
It is inspiring.
Yes.
I mean, leaving nursing after 19 years.
I know.
And taking the leap. But, you know, you've done things like that in your life, Maria Pollard.
Can I take these off?
We can take them off now.
And I'll hear you better.
We definitely needed them because even with the headsets on, our ears are ringing a little bit. You're wearing earplugs, aren't you? You're not? You're a brave woman. We have a wise woman outside waiting to be interviewed, and we have a brave woman inside playing the bagpipes. I love that. That is so cool.
Yes,
hey, we need to talk real quickly about our promo for our fundraiser, because if I don't actually get it in first, I forget.
Let's do.
So we're having a Crescent Hill Radio fundraiser, and it's actually the Sunday before Derby, and we'd like you all to attend. It's at Expo 5. Have you ever been there? I don't think so. It's a cool venue, and it's out 7th Street Road, and it's got so many different places in it that you can, entertain yourself. There are so many different venues within Expo 5. So we're going to have the Crescent Hill Radio fundraiser, and it's going to be so much fun. It'll be 4 to 10 p.m., April 28th on Sunday. And if you join Crescent Hill Radio now for a mere $25 membership fee, you get free admission to the concert, which is really cool. So no concert paying ticket. All you do is show your Crescent Hill membership, and you are admitted for free. The greatest bands in the world are going to be there. And you can look on our website, you can look on our Facebook page. All of them are listed, but believe me, it's going to be an incredible experience. So sign up now, become a member of Crescent Hill Radio. $25 gets you into the concert for free. Crescent Hill Radio's annual fundraiser is going to be April 28th at Expo 5. Sounds like so much fun, 4 to 10 p.m. We'll all be there, and we welcome you to join us now that we've gotten the important business out of the way. And let's talk about the fun business.
Yes.
And this is Maria Pollard. She happens to be the founder of Benny Factor and of Benny and Friends Hair Salon, a co-founder, because Benny happens to be the man you're married to.
That is correct. He is my, pardon me, business partner, best friend, and of course, husband.
I love that.
So, yes, we do everything together, and we have created goals that we share.
And you have done such a beautiful job. Now, let's start
you.
talking about the fact that, A, you're not from the United States.
Correct.
You have a beautiful Swedish accent, and you have 1 million people following you in Sweden. So I know we are about to go international on Take It From Tara, because the minute you post this show, we're going to have Swedish
will
friends.
Absolutely be in most of Scandinavia.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
I love
think
Kathy. Is that not exciting? That is very, our station manager is very happy. We might have to get a translator, so you might have to think about translating the entire station.
I can work on
I
that.
know you can.
Yes, indeed.
So Maria Pollard basically started out as a talent, because you've done television, radio, on-camera stuff.
Yes, I have. When I first came to America from Sweden, I was very much active in theater already. And then it was just a natural progression to get into commercials and industrials and all that kind of good stuff.
Yes.
And then that's how I met you.
That's right, and you're so good at it, too.
Oh, you're sweet, thank you.
Yes.
And I still do a little bit here and there when they call me, but believe me, there's not a lot of time now.
No, there isn't.
No.
And for many years, Maria was in real estate working for Mike Judah.
Yes.
And she would come on Louisville's Best New Homes, which was a wonderful show that I was just really grateful to host for 19 years. And you were there for a lot of that.
Many, many years. I also worked for Ben Peter.
That's
and
right.
Yes, and that's how we met.
Exactly.
We had so much fun working together on that. I was the spokesperson for the builders
Yes.
and enjoyed it tremendously. It was a wonderful career.
Well, and then you decided that you were going to get a little bit more involved in Benny's end of things, which is the hair
Yes,
salon right here on
yes.
Frankfurt Avenue, a member of the Frankfurt Avenue Business
That is
Association.
correct, yes.
Hair by Benny and Friends. Talk to us about the creation of Benny Factor.
Well, I tell you what, I will definitely do that, but I would like to start, if I may, with
Yes.
the creation of Hair by Benny,
Yes,
because
you
it kind
should.
of flows together.
The chicken before the egg. Go for it.
So basically, briefly, it started with us in the late 80s, early 90s. We were a big part of the renovation explosion, really, that happened in this area.
It was. And, Frankfurt Avenue was desolate at that point.
Exactly.
And you guys bought a bunch
Yes.
of crummy old buildings.
We did.
And turned them into something awesome.
We were working together with our very good friend Walton Jones of Walton Jones Realtors.
That's right.
And we did these fixer-uppers. And
And you
we,
put a bunch of them together.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. What happened with Hair by Benny and Friends was that Walton Jones had these 3 buildings, and we started in one. Now, mind you, many people told us, do not go that far down onto
Right.
Frankfurt Avenue because of the time it was.
Yes.
And there was not a lot of renovation going on. But we felt that that would be a dynamite location.
And you were right.
We were right. And within less than a year, we had already expanded into the second building.
I remember.
Yes. And now we, of course, have all 3.
And when you stop to think about it, the warning was because of dangerous Clifton and Butchertown, which are 2 of the hottest places in town to live now.
It's interesting how trends change
Yeah.
with that. Pardon me. And what we wanted to do was keep the real estate outside, respect the era
Yes.
of when these shotguns were built.
Yes.
So when you see them, you still have that character of the old homes. However, as you enter, you have this brand new, beautiful
Contemporary flair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love
yes.
it.
So,
And you walk into these places and you feel the history,
yes.
but you also get the newness. And that's part of what Frankfurt Avenue is so special about.
I know. I agree with that
Yeah,
completely.
the mix. Now let's move on to Benny Factor, because
Yes, indeed.
that was your brainchild, I think.
well,
kind of the 2 of you, really.
Yeah, absolutely the 2 of us.
Okay. Credit where credit is due.
We have to give credit where credit is due. And we realized quickly that, there are certain products that we would like to bring to the market.
Yes.
And we started to experiment with those. We found the right people that could take our ideas and our direction and create samples, and that is how it happened.
Yeah.
And we were playing with names, and I strongly felt that I would like to have something that has the Benny name in it.
Yes.
Because Hair by Benny and Friends at that time was very much famous. We're very, very proud of being the only salon in Kentuckiana that has earned 2 North American Hairstyling Awards.
That's very cool.
So we're very proud of that.
And one of probably the only ones that has its own product line, right?
I would think so. Yeah. I really do believe so.
And the really cool thing about your products, and I just know this because I actually have a bottle in my shower, is that every single one is named for a positive word. So be strong, be confident. You're empowering women through their shampoo.
That is, thank you for saying that, because that was absolutely our plan. We knew we wanted to create our own product line. However, we wanted more than that. All of our lives, we have been incredibly focused on building other people.
Yes.
Whether it be our team and offering opportunity within our business. They all own their own homes. They build families. They're with us for so long and they stay. That's very, very inspiring to
no
us.
turnover. It's hard to get a job at Benny and Friends because nobody ever leaves. Well, and what's cool about that, too, is the fact that you have these employees who are fantastic, who are members of our community, who are giving back to our community.
Yes, they are.
And paying taxes in our community. And all of that is wonderful because when you think about just about any other business, the turnover is terrific.
Yeah,
absolutely unreal.
Is. And through the classes that we offer to the industry, we discuss that and how that can be minimized.
Yeah.
Every step we take, we want to increase and better the whole industry. And we also want to bring that further and assist people who use our products by subconsciously take in positive messages.
And some of those are embodied in the quotes that you personally create. And I'd like to share a couple with you. Sharon, be listening to this, our wise woman. You're going to appreciate why I told you Maria needs to be on your radio show next time. Always embrace the thought and action of being around those who are truly great at something. Simply rise to the occasion, and they will most certainly bring out the best in you, guaranteed.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
And what inspired you to write that one day?
I have so many different inspirations. Anything from business to sports. I play tennis.
Yes, I know you do.
Yes.
And animals are a big love of yours.
Oh, gosh. Don't even start talking about my cats.
That's right.
I'll swim away in emotional
That's right. That's okay.
verbs. However, I noticed that when I played with people that are better than myself, my game increased almost tenfold.
Yeah.
And I realized that is, of course, the same thing in business. Do not fear people who are better. Embrace people who are better than you, because you'll learn so much faster.
Here's another really good one that I love this. The past teaches us and the future inspires us. That is how we can live in and enjoy the present. And that's something that so many of us forget about.
I know.
We're always worrying about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. And we forget about what's going on right now, which is really all we have. You and I could walk out there and get hit by a TARC bus.
I know.
Let's hope not.
No, let's hope not. But seriously, it is so true.
Yeah.
Please use the past without thinking of regrets. See everything that may have happened that you don't like as a lesson.
Yes.
If it's a lesson,
Something to be learned.
You've learned something, and then all of a sudden, boom, it is not a mistake.
That's right. Oops,
and that way, that's all right. And then, of course, you look at the future and you feel like this is what I would like to happen in the future, and you're inspired by your dreams and goals, and all of a sudden your present moment has increased.
Yeah, and one of the things I really enjoy about watching you grow this business, and I have for years, as a woman business owner, and Frankfort Avenue has honored recently its women business owners in so many different ways because,
that's right.
I mean, we have a tremendous number of them on Frankfort Avenue.
Yes, oh, so many, yes.
You stop to
it's
think
very
about
exciting.
it. Yeah, and so as a woman business owner, you are providing an inspiration to a lot of other women who've always thought, wouldn't it be fun just to start my own business?
Yes.
And yes, you've got a great partner in your husband, but you've been a driving force behind this to the point that you now are actually beginning a distributorship.
That is correct. Very recently, we opened up our distribution company called Cool Beauty Consulting.
I saw that page. It's very cool on Facebook.
Thank you.
Cool Beauty Consulting on Facebook.
Very, very much.
I like that.
And we will offer different great products, being a shampoo, styling products, or color, and again, wonderful education. We excel in education for the whole industry.
That's what I love, because you guys have programs in your salon to teach other people how to do hair, which is really cool.
Yes.
So there's a teaching component, but you also have education for people who own salons.
Absolutely.
And who can benefit from your extraordinary experience.
Very, very important. We offer business classes where we talk about anything from how to market yourself to your business, how you work together as a team, where you open up community, branding of yourself and your business.
Yes.
All those things that are so important but can easily be overlooked. So we bring that to the forefront, and we have had so many businesses around the nation contact us regularly saying, you cannot believe what happened after we took your class.
Yeah, I can see
Yes,
that. And Benny
they have
gets asked to
excelled.
speak at all kinds of things. And I know you go to a lot of these things too.
He's a fantastic speaker.
But he is such an inspiration, and he gets people up on their feet and gets them
Yes.
thinking and moving. And that is so cool because honestly, many people have a dream, but they don't know how to make it come true.
I
You
know.
teach them the steps to actually
We
realize
do,
it.
Yes, because it can be difficult. It can be overwhelming. But as you break down the moments, as I call them, into making something happen, if you break them down and do one step at a time, you'll find it's not so bad after all.
So another quote Maria Pollard has written is, hang in there and keep going. Remember, every no is one step closer to yes. Simply keep on believing. That's pretty inspirational.
Thank you so very much. I felt strongly when I wrote that could help many people. Because when you get a no, whether you're in sales or you just need to promote something you have, it's so easy to become discouraged.
Yes, it is.
So very easy. And the last thing you need to happen is that.
That's right.
So the beauty of it is, let's say you have a no, then you have another. Before you know it, you have 10 no's. It's very important to remember that doesn't matter how many no's, there will be a yes.
Yes.
And
hopefully
with
it'll be big enough to compensate.
Exactly.
for all the no's.
But the beauty is that every no leads you to the yes.
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 I love that. And yes is such a powerful word. Here's one.
Yeah.
Be less confrontational and more conversational. That's how you win friends and influence people. My gosh, that sounds like Zig Ziglar, actually. But less confrontation, more conversation.
Absolutely.
Fantastic idea.
I feel like many people, communicating can be difficult for many.
Yes.
And people may take things personally sometimes, and then things will come out not the way they had planned.
Angrily.
Correct. So just skip all that and remember, everything is a conversation.
Well, I love these. And can we see these quotes anywhere? Do you have them on your Facebook page?
You know what? I will put them up there.
Would you?
Absolutely.
I think that's really helpful because today I was feeling a little sad about something. I heard that a friend's dog had died. And so I was very, very sad. And I popped on Sharon McWilliams' little page, and she had some beautiful, inspirational, happy thoughts. And I think those things make everybody's day better. And one of the things that you've said about Benefactor that really is inspirational to me is your mission is to beautify America and inspire the creative genius in all of us. So I love that because you have inspired us all today, especially with your quotes.
Oh, thank you, Tara.
Now, we want to be able to get in touch with you if we're interested in talking about taking classes for salon, being a salon owner, wanting to have business classes, hearing more about your products, your distributorship, anything. The number is 812-283-6153 if you need information, but you guys have a great website.
Yes, we do.
Spell it.
Have, I'll say it and spell it. We have benefactor.com. So it's basically www.benniefactor.com.
I love it. Easy to find, and it's really interactive. Has a lot of great components to it. Some wonderful music, a lot of heavy guitar in there, which I really liked. And we're very excited about being able to look up and find out more information about you. And Hair by Benny and Friends happens to be, as I said, a member of our Frankfurt Avenue Business Association, located just literally next to the two most famous Mexican restaurants. One
my gosh,
across
I
the
know.
street from El Mundo, next to Romero's.
Exactly. Yes, it's a perfect location.
How's that for a locator? Right between the Mexican restaurants, just a block from Walgreens. Maria Pollard, co-founder of Benefactor, Hair by Benny and Friends. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's great being here.
Great
Thank you
to
so
have
much.
you back again. Benefactor.com and the number again, 812-283-6153 for more information about Benny and Friends and about Benefactor. And we also want to give thanks to Maria and to Benny for being the sponsors of this week's Take It From Tara. And we have created a lovely little sponsorship promo for you.
Excellent.
Take it away, Kathy. Benefactor's mission is to beautify America and inspire the creative genius in all of us. Benefactor is a line of performance-driven shampoos, conditioners, styling, and finishing products that promote inner as well as outer beauty. Each product features positive power names such as Be More, Be Strong, Be Confident. Available in salons nationally and citywide. More information available at benefactor.com, 812-283-6153 for a list of salons which carry Benefactor, including Hair by Benny and Friends in Crescent Hill. And Maria has one more thing to say before she leaves. What have you got there in your little black bag?
I have a gift for you, Tara.
Oh, well, I'm really glad I called you back then. It says Benefactor on
and that's
it.
a stunning messenger bag for you.
That is
with
so
some
cool.
products in it for you.
And my laptop will fit in there.
yes, it will.
Thank you very much.
So I want you to enjoy.
Look, wait a minute. Which one did you pick for me?
Well, I picked our beautiful Be Balanced conditioning shampoo,
That's
which is
because
perfect
I'm
for your
in
hairstyle.
menopause.
Oh,
Yes, we talk about this weekly. Be balanced.
Be balanced.
That's my key right
isn't
there.
it funny
I
that
will
I
put
picked
some
that
on my
then?
head as I do my show. Thank you, Maria.
You
and
are
Benny.
so welcome.
That was so sweet
and
of
some
you.
styling products for
Thank
you.
you.
too.
Gosh, that
Enjoy.
is the greatest thing about doing a radio show is being surprised with a gift.
Wonderful.
A gift of love. Thank you,
You got
very
it.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, tell Roger Favre from Bernheim Forest he's up next, okay? Will you send him in? Yes. Thank you so much. Oh, back to you, Madam Bagpiper. Karen Brumley is with us, and I tell you what, the bagpipe is a most fascinating instrument. Can you tell us where the sound is actually coming from out of that entire contraption?
2 different places. Well, 4, I suppose.
4 places.
The chanter, which is the part in the front with all the holes, that's
Okay.
where you hear the melody.
And that's kind of like the flute, right? Where you're actually playing it with your fingers and covering the different holes to make different sounds.
Or any woodwind, yes.
Okay,
It's a
right.
double reed in there. It looks like a bassoon reed.
Oh, yeah.
And then the drones, 2 of them are tenor drones. They're playing the same note, and then the bass drone is 1 octave below those.
Amazing.
So 4 different reeds playing all at the same time. I just keep the bag full, and then the bag supplies air to all those reeds.
So that's why when you start out, you blow a great big breath and then you kind of pat the bag.
You'll hear the drones first.
I love
and
that.
then you hear the chanter.
Do you play bagpipes, Roger?
Oh, no. No, I can't even play the radio.
You can. Oh, I can tell that you have come prepared for quite an interview. We're going to hear just a quick tune before we start. Give us about a minute of bagpipe music, and Roger, put on your headsets. You may need them. It's pretty darn loud in here. Piping Tim of Galway? Is that what it's called?
The Rakes of Mallow.
Well, I think it's called also Piping Tim of Galway because I learned that in 3rd grade. And it was, when he walks the highway reeling round his head, the birds are wheeling. Tim has
Probably
sparrows.
the same thing.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
I think it was the theme in the Quiet Man movie also.
I think you're right. And what a beautiful song that is. Thank you very much to Karen Brumley, our bagpiper for today. Okay, Roger Favre, who can't even play the radio, but you know a lot about Bernheim Forest. So let's talk a little bit about it. Tell me how you've been and how the forest is holding up. I haven't been down yet this year.
Well, the forest is holding out great.
Excellent.
We have
You can take
begun
your headphones
working
off if you want to, by the way.
on some new things there. We built a platinum-rated Leeds building, our
That's
visitor
excellent.
center, with a green roof and all the other finities that go with that. But then this year we're working with the American Green Building Council, and we're developing a garden area, community garden, that we are furnishing all power. We're trying to develop solar and wind power.
Fantastic.
To generate enough electricity to run this garden for a year.
That's great.
And one of the rules in setting up a garden like this is that we have to use zero power. So we have to generate this power, put it back into the grid, and then we're allowed to only use that power that we've been able to salvage from the wind and the solar
I
panels.
love that. So have you got windmills set up or
We will have them.
solar panels and everything
We also
else?
have to collect all the water off of the area.
Aha.
So we're collecting the water. We've dug 2 ponds. We're getting ready to put a big cistern. The windmill hopefully will run into a well that we're going to put in there to help furnish more water as the year goes on.
I love that.
And with the, we're also going the old-fashioned method. We're going to put a hand pump out there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, for every step you take forward, you take 2 back sometimes. So we're putting in a hand pump for the children to use.
That's cool.
And we're developing raised gardens. We're building those out of reused lumber completely.
I saw your director at a scrapyard looking at some giant piece of pipe on
yes.
Facebook, and I was thinking,
Right.
what in the heck are they going to do with that giant pipe?
Those big pipes we're going to use to develop a pavilion.
Oh, wonderful.
And we're probably going to use them for supports and to support the green roof that we put on it.
That's pretty cool, Roger.
So we're reusing everything we can. If we buy anything new, it has to come within 600 miles of the site.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, and do everything local.
Everything local.
Wow.
And we're getting started on, we've got Eagle Scouts coming out
Very
to
good.
build the raised planter beds.
Very good.
They're also coming out to dismantle a big chain link fence, an 8-foot tall chain link fence, so we can relocate
I'll
that
be
in a
darned.
different area.
Yeah.
We're making our own soil.
Good.
We're combining compost that we've collected out of the forest with the leaves and the timber that's gone down. And we're mixing it with dirt that we already have on hand.
Amazing.
So we're developing our own soil, and then we'll have volunteers fill the beds that we use. And it's been a lot of fun building.
I bet.
And it's going to continue being fun. Like I say, probably the most fun is just trying to find the materials that we can use.
Within 600
Yeah,
miles.
and we can't use anything that's not environmentally friendly.
Right.
And we have a red list that they've given us of things that we cannot use.
Okay, what are some of those ideas? Tell us about what's on the red list so we can avoid them too.
PVC
Uh-huh.
is one of them for the most part.
Yep.
That's a big one on a lot of paints and sealers
Yes.
that have toxic chemicals.
Right.
We can't use any of that.
Right.
There's a lot of rubberized materials we can't use.
Isn't that interesting?
There's certain metals that we can't use. And, of course, we have to break down the components of all these things.
Sure.
And make sure that none of the components that, like in the hand pump, none of the components come off the red list. So we have to
see.
take piece by piece and sort out which ones are bad and which ones are good.
Now, how many years have you been down at Bernheim?
I've been there 22 years now.
And what did you do before that?
I was a Louisville police lieutenant and retired from the police department.
That's where I recognize you from. You probably arrested me at some point.
A couple times.
Most likely.
And I also wanted to warn you, there's a TARC bus outside.
Oh, no. I hope Maria made it across the street. I should never have said that out loud, right? Oh, good. She's still here. All right. We know she's safe. So, Roger, when you went to Bernheim 22 years ago, what I'm curious to know is what are the most significant changes that have taken place in the 2 decades plus that you have been there?
Well, since I've been there, we have changed manpower-wise. We started building from the point we had. We only had like 15 employees there, and we built up to about 40. Now we're going back the other way.
Really?
And finding out that we can survive. And the place itself there was no fees. We closed on November the 15th every year and reopened March 15th.
Mm-hmm.
But during the winter, we were playing catch up
Sure.
with all the maintenance that goes on and trail preparations and that sort of thing. We've expanded the Arboretum. It's now 606 acres, and at one time it just covered an area of about 200 acres.
Isn't that amazing?
We purchased an additional probably 500 acres. We're right at 14,500 acres now.
Incredible.
We've really watched. We've gone from a point of not recycling anything to a point of we recycle absolutely everything we
Yes,
can.
you do beautifully.
And we've found if we tear something down, we save everything we can and reuse it in another area.
I am so proud of all you're doing at Bernheim. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's the packs. My puppy pack is my favorite place to take them because they love to go on the trails and they love to run into the creek and they love to be there. And as responsible dog owners, we even pick up at Bernheim Forest after our pups and we take it back and we put it in the compost.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I knew you'd be appreciative of that.
Yeah, we have 41 miles of hiking trails now.
Yeah.
So we've expanded that more than double of what we had when I first came there. So it's changed considerably. And again, we've become much more environmentally friendly.
Yes.
And we're we're constantly watching for the environment and looking at things we can do as far as stream restorations.
You're leading the way in consciousness, and by having that wonderful environmentalism present in Bernheim, it's an educational experience for the families that bring kids to Bernheim for all of the different events that are going on. So talk to us a little bit about spring. I know that Louisville Magazine just named you one of the favorite outdoor places in Kentucky.
Oh, we are.
I know you are.
We'll have Bloomfest coming up.
Good.
I don't have the specific dates, but
it's all on the
check
website.
our website.
Yeah, and it's all on his
that.
Facebook page too. Bernheim Forest has its own Facebook page.
Bloomfest is a lot of fun. We have a plant sale where we're selling Bernheim Select plants.
Nice.
Those are plants that we picked that will do well in this area.
Good.
That we also grow at Bernheim. So you can purchase plants there, but there are a lot of activities for children. There's face painting, and we have a fairy festival there.
Oh, I know. I love
that. The kids dress up like fairies, and they make little fairy villages all over.
Isn't that cute?
And,
I love that.
And so we've actually begun believing in fairies. So
you should.
Every once in a while we see them skirting around the forest there.
And remember, you have to clap. I do believe in fairies, just like on Peter Pan. Well, Roger, I appreciate you taking time to come in from Bernheim Forest and talk to us, and bringing your lovely wife, Denise, with you. Thank you so much, Denise, for helping him get here. And for more information on Bernheim, all you have to do is go to the website or check out their Facebook page. There's all kinds of great stuff on there. And come back in the spring when things are really rocking and tell us how it's going.
Oh, we will.
And I'll be down to see you.
Okay.
Thank you, Roger. Great to see you again. Take it over, Ms. Brumley. Let's have another St. Patrick's Day tune from Bagpiping with Karen. Gosh, I just love the sound of bagpipes. Sharon McWilliams.
Beautiful. Hi.
Isn't that incredible?
That's lovely.
It is. Thank you so much.
My.
Karen Brumley, our bagpiper, Bagpiping by Karen. And she is available to be hired for special events. And I know that around St. Patrick's Day you must be in demand, right?
Yes.
So you may not be able to book her right now, but you probably can the rest of the year.
Well, go ahead and call.
Go ahead and call. Bagpiping by Karen, so easy.
Wonderful.
Sharon, it's so great to see you.
Wise
Sharon
woman.
McWilliams, wise woman. And I love this woman because you came a couple of years ago on Louisville Live with Becca White and me. We had a great conversation.
We did.
I was blessed to be a part of your radio show, which is fantastic. And Marina Dervin and I from Active Dog shared some time.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? And you
Yeah,
gave
good
us
stuff.
so much time, 45 minutes, I think, which was so generous of you to talk about an active dog.
Yes.
You have inspired so many people, and you are a master retreat coach, literally. I mean, everything about your Facebook page is about these great retreats you're doing. So give me a little hint about how you came into your wisdom, because you have enough for all of us in the room.
Oh, I stumbled through it like everybody else does. But I got, what I want to say, determined, persistent, and aggravated enough that I wanted to do it a little differently, you know. So I had to really step into it and gather my courage. And I wanted something that was softer
Yes.
for women because we are so hard on ourselves.
Boy,
Oh
we
my
sure are.
Gosh.
I tell you.
So I was determined that I would find a way that would help women come back home to themselves because we're so busy doing and giving and going and blowing and taking care of everything and everybody but ourselves.
Yes.
And then we get to a point where our life is changing physically, emotionally,
Drastically.
spiritually, mentally, drastically.
Yep.
And it can be scary or not. So I look at those hot flashes now as I can get tickled.
I'm so glad you can get tickled.
Instead of, because it's like you, I don't know how to describe it. You put your finger in the light socket or something, it's this, all of this stuff is going on. And I thought, oh, it's a great time. Instead of really getting scared by it, start singing celebration time. Come on,
Oh, I love
because we're
that.
changing.
Yeah.
We're changing, and we're changing for the better. We're actually being given gifts.
Yes.
And it's time we're getting, a door has opened now, and a door is closing. So all of those parts of us, some of it we're leaving behind.
Yes.
But a lot of it's the stuff we don't need to take with us. And really, once we realize we don't want to take it with us,
That's right.
it's wonderful. It's just now we're at the threshold of stepping over small steps and allowing things to sort of process through us.
Yes.
And there are ways to do that, the wise woman way.
I love that. Now, talk to me a little bit about your show, because you describe what you do as the art of conscious living, and you help make changes that last in women's lives.
Yes. And it's a good hour, too, at
It
least.
is.
Every woman has something special to offer. Every woman. And once she reaches that wise woman place, it's really out there. And it's almost like we all grab hands. We form a major circle around the world or in the community. We're like pearl divers, so to speak.
Yes.
Pearl divers go in twos.
Yes.
And we're each holding the lifeline for each other.
Right.
And we're sharing the tools of the trade of the wise woman, so to speak.
Yes.
And that's what that is. And we show each other, let me share something with you. You don't have to pay for breathing right. Let me
That's
share
correct.
with you a neat way to breathe
Calmly.
calmly.
Yeah.
Let me share with you, instead of getting upset and running out the door to try to stay busy and not deal with it, let me share with you a way to sit in the moment, to be present. Be in the moment, to be present. I
That's
think of
right.
what was offered earlier.
Give me that Benefactor shampoo. Where is it? I love that.
Exactly. So there are so many ways. And I started out at first getting skills as a life coach. I was an educator for many, many years.
Right.
And my
and a
life.
Miss Louisville.
I was just, we're sisters. We're sisters. And my life change happened at 50 with an accident that took me out of education and seated me home for a little while, which to me at the time was, oh my gosh, what has happened? And then as each day passed, I realized I was given a gift.
Amazing.
It wasn't an obstacle. It was
Yes.
a gift.
Yes.
Went into coaching women, and then got into retreats. I did river raft training out in Colorado. Can you see me?
Yes, I love that idea.
And now it's just like I love going there. That's where my next retreat's going to
I
be. It's
saw that.
a little hideaway in the mountains of Beulah, Colorado.
Beulah.
Walk
Beulah.
Walk of the Wise Woman retreat.
Fantastic.
And women go there. I love this question that I pose to them. Who am I now that I'm not who I was?
That's an amazing question.
So we sort of live with that while we're there. They've built a labyrinth. They had children, school children, women, and some environmentalists and men who work there too. They all built this labyrinth out of rock that's right outside of the lodge.
Wow.
So we do so many things. And the lodge itself, each room has been creatively designed by artists.
Nice.
And you go and you just feel enveloped with comfort and love.
I love that. And I want to talk to you more about your retreats, and I would like to have you come back after the next retreat.
Love it.
And talk a little bit about what you accomplished and how you can help people who are in these changes and these transitions of time. And I have to tell you this, I'm surrounded on this show by wise women, one of whom I think, needs to be on your radio show, and that's
Yes.
Maria Pollard.
Yes.
She's fantastic.
Yes.
And, right now, just from knowing what Karen Brumley has done, leaving a 19-year nursing career and taking the leap of faith into full-time bagpiping,
She is a wise woman.
she's got to be a wise woman. And Kathy Weisbach, who started this radio
I'm
station.
getting chills right
I
now.
know.
I know,
We're
it's all
surrounded
wonderful.
by them. And Christy,
Yeah.
who hosts her own show. And
Lovely.
Kelly,
They're
who is
all
a
here.
veteran of service who has come in to work with us. I mean, all these women are fantastic. And then there's a guy out there, Mike Carter, who just wandered in from the street, who lives next door. He actually helped me build this sign. Thank you, Mike.
I
Love you.
that.
He's the only
Helping
guy
all
out
these
there right
wise
now.
women.
So he's surrounded by wise women. He doesn't know how. Look, he's like,
He's loving it.
how lucky am I? He has a lovely wife, Karen, and his little girl, Cody, who is a beautiful little dog.
That's sweet.
So will you come back after your retreat?
Yes.
Share
I
your
will.
experience, strength, and hope with us.
Yes.
And I appreciate you sharing those wonderful quotes. And Mentors Digest is the book that I saw the quote from today on Facebook.
Exactly, and my offering there is called Letting Go. We have
Yes.
to let go of a lot.
We do.
And it's very sweet because it uses my own experiences to help you tie into your experiences.
Yes.
Because your experiences and your stories are very grand as well. And I also brought you some of my Wise Woman Soul Essence oil that I had created on purpose for women who are really moving on. There's two types. One is Heaven Sent, and it lifts us up and expands us and makes us feel good when we're really not there.
I need that. I love that.
And the other one is called Gaia Mist. And the Gaia Mist is, do you ever have those days when you walk into the walls?
Yeah.
You trip over your feet.
Quite
You drop
frequently.
a lot. Well, this
Trip
is,
over the bagpipes?
Yes, yes.
Possibly.
This one is a grounder.
I like
So
that.
you sit a while, you take a pause, you sit a while, you put one of these on, you breathe a little bit, you might light a candle, and you just come back home to yourself for a moment.
I love that. And it's interesting because I have a friend in Oregon who occasionally I think can listen to this show because it's internet radio, which I love. And her name is Gail. And we went to high school together. And so we've known each other all of our lives. And I only recently in September got to go home to Oregon for my wonderful 35th, believe it or not, high school reunion. And I met up with all these incredible wise women that I had known as a child. And the difference in the relationship that a woman has in high school from an adult relationship is incredible. But to carry over those kind of feelings and those memories into adulthood is such a gift. And I wrote her today, and I asked her for some positive energy because she's a Reiki master.
Yes.
And I know you do the same
Yes,
thing. And she
yes.
said, she sent me a Facebook page, and she said, I'm sending you love, ease, grace, ease. Stand up, close your eyes, sink into the feet, and sink into the energy connecting through the earth.
Exactly.
Feel the great support and solidarity. This is where I will meet you, support you. And what a lovely gift that
Yes.
was. And how complimentary is this? A grounding
Exactly.
and an uplifting.
Exactly.
So thank you to the two wise women today.
Oh,
Sharon,
yes,
thank
lovely.
you. Thank
Oh,
you for being
thank
with us
you.
today.
It
God
was
bless you. Have a wonderful
wonderful.
day and a wonderful
Yes.
retreat.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a good one.
I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
hear all
Yeah.
about it.
11
Sharon
Lovely
McWilliams.
Williams.
Wise woman, and you can hear her on VOA Radio.
Yes, blogtalkradio.com/VOA radio, the Sharon McWilliams Show, Walk of the Wise Woman,
Wonderful.
the journey of healing energy.
And just find her on Facebook under
Yes.
Sharon McWilliams.
Yes.
Wise woman,
Take a breath.
take a breath
There are two
is
pages
also
there.
a
Yes.
Facebook page. So check her out on both. You're going to love her. Thank you so much for being with us today.
thank you.
Have a good one. Good to see you
Yes,
again, my
you
dear.
too. You too.
So tell us, little Miss Bagpiper, do we have another Irish song, or do you want to do a cut from your new album, from your album that you gave us? Because we're going to put you into our rotation on Crescent Hill Radio.
I could do that.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's hear a little tune. As soon as we do that, we're going to have another fantastic guest who happens to have her own radio show. So we're going to show everybody what Crescent Hill Radio is made of as soon as you play this single from your album. This is Karen Brumley, Bagpiping by Karen.
This will be Karen's Big Adventure.
I love it. It's like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. absolutely love that. And you know what I find interesting is some of the tunes that you play, I notice have almost a minor key influence as opposed to the ones that we learn to sing. Some of the ones that come out on the bagpipe sound like they're more minor key. Is that just the way they're arranged, or is that just what you choose to play, or does the bagpipe actually change some of the tone?
I think it's the bagpipe.
Yeah?
The seventh note of my scale is a flatter note than most. It's
That's
actually not
what
on the
it
piano
is.
anywhere.
That's what I noticed.
It's a different sound. It's not set up to a Western scale.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, thank you for playing for us today. I appreciate you, Karen Brumley. And Christy, who is sitting next to me, is so used to doing her own show that she's going to have to swap places and be a guest. And by the way, we need to wave goodbye. Maria Pollard's on her way out the door. Goodbye, wise woman. Sharon McWilliams is on her way out the door because they're going to collaborate now. And I've already put my scented stuff on, Sharon. Thank you very much. I feel better already. I'm going to sit here and... Here, Christy.
It smells really good.
Get a hit off my wrist.
Love it.
That's so wonderful.
I want
so
some.
You can have some. I'll give you a little snippet. Talk to us about Homegrown Radio Hour, because it's a staple on Crescent Hill Radio, and you have interesting, fun, exciting guests every single week.
I'm lucky that way. Actually, I am. I started about a year ago, kind of took the show over after Cree, Martin, and Angie moved on to other things. And Kathy called me and kind of coaxed me into coming on with her. My dear friend Kathy Weisbeck, who I've known for almost 30 years.
Wow.
And yeah.
Yeah, you've known her since she was like 5, right?
Almost.
Butter up the boss.
We were young.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
we
pretty
were.
cool. So you've recently started hosting it with yourself and another guest host.
I did. I try to have a guest host. I don't always have a guest host, but yeah, I've had some great guest hosts. I've had Ken Pyle
Love it.
from the Rudd,
Yeah.
who we love, and Memphis Beck Gentry, and Rebecca Kessler from Uncle Slayton's.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah, those are great venues around town too that a lot of our musicians who are played on Crescent Hill Radio love to frequent.
They do, and a lot of us musicians feel like we owe them a great homage. So it's always nice to pay tribute and get them on the air and hear their stories. People like Ken Pyle, he's been around since the 60s.
Yeah.
Owning various venues in town and supported and gotten a lot of really good musicians their start here. So
Yes. Now tell me a little bit about your musical background, because when you say we musicians, I know you have a storied history that extends beyond radio hosting.
I do. Storied. Yeah, well,
Storied.
I played in
Isn't that a great word?
I started, my first instrument, let's say, was harmonica and ukulele.
Cool.
And then I moved on to classical guitar and classical flute and took lessons in both those instruments for years.
Wow, that's amazing.
And stuck with the guitar. Played in a punk rock band.
I love that.
Played some folk music. Played a lot of music with Kathy back in the early days. Before her band, your girlfriend.
That's
too.
right.
A lot of people.
Kathy's a star.
That's
She's a
right.
rock star.
Incredible bass player, and a lot of people don't know she also plays banjo.
Awesome.
She's a very good banjo
So I could
player,
have
too.
Kathy as my musical guest some
You
week,
could.
couldn't I? She could just
You
step right
could.
in. Oh, they're
I
screaming.
think you should.
They're laughing and screaming now. Whoa, your cover's been blown, Kathy. You're not just a sound engineer. You're a musician. I love that.
She's turning red. And anyway, yeah, so Kathy and I go way back in the music world and as friends, and now we still play music together. We have a group of us play together in a group called Sensible Shoes.
Oh, cute.
And we all wear sensible shoes, and we try to play together a couple times a month. Don't play out in public often, but we do occasionally do a fundraiser here and there.
I think you should do our Crescent Hill fundraiser. I think you guys should be a starring band on the big stage.
Yeah, well,
Think about it.
Maybe next time.
So who's coming up on Homegrown Radio Hour for this week? And by the way, Christy has her own Facebook page, Christy Stevens, obviously. You can also check out Crescent Hill Radio's Facebook page and our website, and you'll hear about, we constantly are promoting our shows, and we cross-promote to each other's pages, which is really nice. Who's coming up?
I also have a Homegrown Radio Hour Facebook page.
Right.
That's an open page, and I encourage musicians to share their gigs on that page.
Absolutely.
3 on the Floor is coming up this Wednesday with Sean Johnson and a couple other incredible musicians. They're a trio, and they're a lot of fun. Yeah.
3 on the Floor.
3 on the Floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're out of E-Town. E-Town and Radcliffe.
Yeah, because
area.
we play local and regional music, and we're constantly discussing region because you happen to be a geographer.
That's right.
Which I think is hilarious
By
because
profession,
we're talking
I am.
about radio programming, and Christy's got her map out with all of her geographical designations, and we're actually designing the playlist based upon what the geography is to keep it true to this area.
We try to do that,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And talk to us about this great fundraiser that you are so much a part of planning.
I'm
I
real-
love the poster that you designed.
Thank you very much. I'm proud of it. Gary and I have worked really hard to get this lineup together.
Gary being another host of a show here on Crescent Hill Radio.
That's right, Gary Sampson, and he does the Blues Hour, which airs every day, I believe, at 3
Wonderful.
or 4
o'clock.
o'clock. It's a great show, an hour of blues, all local and regional blues musicians. So anyway,
Kentuckiana Blues Radio Show.
Gary has connections out at Expo 5, and I said, Gary, let's go talk to these guys and see if they'll let us use the space. And they are amazing.
And they graciously agreed.
They agreed, and so they're saving us, about $3,000.
Sure.
It's a huge venue. It's a great space. They have food. They have an open bar,
Yes,
so
they do.
it's all there. They have very secure parking, lots of parking space.
Well, and they're
So,
great people. I actually
They are great
I
people.
shot a country music show out there a couple years
And the
ago. It was
dance
so
floor
much
is
fun.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want people to know, the fundraiser will have a group called Trappers Keepers.
Yes.
With T-Claw Calling, and they're an actual square dance band. So
Oh,
they're a string
fun.
band, and we will have a 45-minute square dance.
Cool.
And the dance floor out there, if you like to dance, you're going to love this place. It's a great place. And Robbie Bartlett.
Love her.
And we're so happy that she agreed to come on.
And this is called our Crescent Hill
it's gonna
Radio Derby Kickoff because it's occurring the Sunday before Derby, April the 28th.
That's right.
4 to 10 p.m. And we talked a little bit earlier in the show about it. If you become a member right now, we're doing our first and official membership drive at Crescent Hill Radio. So if you just put a paltry $25 into a membership, you don't have to pay to come to the concert.
So really, it's only $15 to become a member for a year.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's a great deal. You cannot beat that. You can't get that anywhere else. And
Right.
we've got 9 groups playing. It's all very danceable. Korean Hetty will be there. We'll have 2 stages.
Maybe they'll play my jingle.
They might play your jingle. You never know.
That's my favorite song of all time.
They're working on a new album right now. So yeah,
And
who
you know,
knows?
what I love about Korean Hetty is they always give back.
They
and
do.
They always say yes when you ask them to do something. And right now they are doing a fundraiser for their album, which is geared toward helping pediatric oncology patients, which translates to kids with cancer. And the healing music that they're creating in this album is going to be used when kids are getting their chemotherapy treatments. So they've got
Right.
a really cool Go Fund It going on right now.
That's right.
Which we can all support and help. So Korean Hetty's Go Fund It, take a listen, see what they're doing, and help them produce this really cool album.
Yeah, Korean Hetty are really a great asset to the community.
They
and
are.
Their music has really taken a turn toward what we can call healing music.
Absolutely.
It's a lot about that.
Yes, I need to listen to it more and more every single day.
I do too.
I love that. All right, well, I'll tell you what, when is Homegrown Radio Hour on, and where do we expect to find you every single week?
You can find me on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern here on Crescent Hill Radio. And sometimes it's Ustreamed, sometimes it's not.
Yes.
It will be this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I have a telephone interview with Kelly Ritchie.
Oh, fun.
So that probably will not be on video, but tune in because that'll be a great show. And Jen Yates, her drummer. They were both the musical band in the recent show Girlfriend at Actors Theater.
It was fantastic.
Jen will be my co-host.
I
so,
love that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kelly particularly is a fantastic guitarist, and she is way up there in the stratosphere of, the Stevie Ray Vaughns and people. You can't even
Amazing.
imagine
Right.
who people are comparing her to. And I saw that show. And
I saw it
was
twice.
taken away. I would have seen it twice if I could have. I saw it like the last weekend that it was playing. And I was so glad.
Kelly truly is a musician's musician. She's
Oh,
been
yeah.
playing music. Well, I met her right out of high school when I was
Isn't
in
that
Lexington. We were both
amazing?
in Lexington, and she was a prodigy then, and she never stopped.
You are so connected, Christy Stevens.
It's a music scene, we musicians. We're kind of drawn to each other.
That's
so.
right. I love that. Well, check out the Homegrown Radio Hour, Christy's own favorite show. And I'm so grateful that you came on to talk about it a little bit.
Thank you, Tara.
It's a great way to communicate back and forth when hosts on a same station can promote each other's radio shows. And that's what we like to do. So I
is.
appreciate it. Once again, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So happy to have you. And check out the Homegrown Radio Hour Wednesdays at 7 on Crescent Hill Radio. Plus, you'll get to hear it on YouTube. Do we have time for one more lovely 2-minute bagpipe piece? Sure. Would you go for it? I would love that. This is Karen Brumley, ladies and gentlemen. Bagpiping by Karen. Wow, fantastic. Karen Brumley, Bagpiping by Karen. Thank you so much for enjoying this evening with us.
Thank you for having me.
You were fantastic, and you can contact her several different ways. Facebook is Bagpiping by Karen. You've got your own private page, Karen Brumley.
Yes.
Do you want to give an email or a telephone number where people could actually book you this week if they wanted to get you for St. Patrick's Day?
You'll need a phone number. I
Give us a
guess.
phone number.
It's 894-8856.
894-8856. That's for bagpiper Karen Brumley. We want to thank her for being our musical guest this hour on Take It From Tara. Also, thanks to Christy Stevens of the Homegrown Radio Hour, which is live here Wednesday nights at 7. And she's got some great shows coming up, so tune in, take a listen. Thanks also to wise woman Sharon McWilliams, especially for her delightful scents that she left me, which are already making me feel happier. And Marie Pollard of Benefactor, our sponsor for this week's Take It From Tara. Roger Favre, great job telling us about Bernheim Forest. Next Monday, we have great guests again, as usual. One of them is Sammy Kudmani, who is the leader of a band called Kudmani, but he has a different take on life. We want to talk to him a little bit. Tammy Conti joins us. You remember the name Conti because it's the most famous Conti coffee family in town, and she has been a longtime member of that business, but also has her own business interests and is a great animal advocate. We're going to talk to Tammy Conti. Crescent Hill Radio's own Janelle Fitzgerald and Ed Black of the Comedy Zone. This is payback because they had me on their show, and I forgot to have them on mine, so we're going to have them on next week. Plus, a great musical guest. And Kathy, tell me how to pronounce it. It's Nick, P-E-A-Y. Do you say P or Pay? I thought it was Pay, so I just wanted to make sure. But Nick Pay is going to be with us next week on Take It From Tara. We'll see you next Monday live at 5. You want to play us out?
Sure.
Go ahead. Give us just one more good shot of bagpipe music to take us into our Cree and Haiti jingle on Take It From Tara. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next Monday. Karen Brumley, bagpiping.
Give your dollar